So, to answer all the questions above, I already have the summary of the answers in this slide. The first question is about the three components of business pressures responses support model. The first component is business responses that is strongly influenced by business environment. The second one is about how the company's responses to this issue, whether it is opportunities or is it a problem that is depends on the situation of the organizations currently. And the last one is about computerized support to close the strategic gap in the organizations. The second question is about the major factors in today's business environment. We can see here there are four major factors that influence the business environment factors. The first one is market related. The example is like strong competition between organizations, expansion of global markets because of the globalization, electronic markets blooming on the internet because the development of the technologies, and so on. The second is about consumer demands. Consumer demands is about what is that the consumer really want. We can see here the example is like wanting customization, wanting more quality, wanting diversity of products so the consumer can choose what is the best product for them, and so on. The third one is about technology. Because of the development of technology nowadays, there are more innovations, there are more products and services that because of the development of technologies and the globalization, and so on. And the last one is about societal. Because of globalization, the growth of government regulation and the regulation are growing more and more complicated. Workforce becoming more and more diverse, older, and composed of more women. And the homeland security and terrorist attack are prime concerns and nowadays, and it is mostly affected by how the world is now all advanced in technology and globalization. The last one is about how organizations may take responses. So, organizations may take responses according to what opportunity or problem that they get. This is where business intelligence may take place and help organizations to make decisions to respond to the issue. Other responses that managers as the one of the organization's leader may take include: first one is employee strategic planning, use new innovative business models, restructure business process, participate in business alliance, improve corporate information systems, and many more. It is really depend on how the organization perspective of this issue. It is rather opportunity or it is rather a problem. It depends on the situation. To answer the first question, there are 10 major roles that the managers usually perform in organizations, which are divided into three major categories. The first one is interpersonal. Interpersonal is a skill that all the managers must have. It is a skill that describes our talent in communicating and interacting with people, and managers, as leaders and decision makers, must have this skill to be able to direct their people towards the major decision that the organizations have to take. There are three roles that the managers have to perform, which are figurehead, leader, and last one is liaison, as I explained in the slide. The second one is informational. Managers, as the leaders of the organizations, must have enough information to be able to make such important decisions. There are three roles that the managers have to perform as an informational person. The first one is monitor, disseminator, and the last one is spokesperson. The last role that the managers usually have to perform is decisional. Managers, of course, hold the most important position as the decision makers of the organizations. Managers must have decisional roles in the organizations in order to make the best decision. Four major roles in decisional category are entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and the last one is negotiator. The second question is about why many people consider management is the same as decision making. I explain it in this slide because many consider that management and decision making are considered an art, a talent by an individual which can be acquired through a long period of experience, that can sharpen their individual skills in creativity, judgment, intuition, and experience rather than a systematical quantitative approach which can be helped by a computerized system. The third question is describe 4 steps managers take in decision making. First, the managers have to define the issues that they are currently facing. Is it a problem or an opportunity for the organizations? After that, defining and analyzing, the managers can construct a model that describes the real-world problem, and then identify possible solutions to be modeled problem and evaluate the solutions. And the last step is to compare, choose, and make recommendations about potential solutions to the issue. The first question is, how have the capabilities of computing evolved over time? In the beginning era of computerized system, it can only cover transaction processing of an organization. As time goes by, computerized systems can monitor the organization's activities. Now, computerized systems can perform problem analysis and solution applications since the discovery of Internet. Moreover, computerized systems finally evolved into web-based applications that can perform business intelligence tools such as dashboards, data warehousing, data mining, and OLAP, or online analytical processing. The second question is, list some capabilities of computing that facilitate managerial decision making. I will insert in the slide. There are many capabilities of computing that can facilitate managerial decision making, such as managing data warehouses, improve data management, speedy computations, quality support, increasing productivity of group members, improve communication and collaboration, and so on. The third question is about how can computers help humans overcome their cognitive limits. According to research, human mind has limited ability to store data and information. Sometimes it is too hard for humans to be able to recall certain memory without any error because the cognitive limits. Cognitive limits refer to an individual's problem-solving capability is limited when a wide range of data and information are required. In this area, computerized systems make humans be able to access certain data and information that are being stored quickly and without any error. The last question is about why web is important for decision support. I will answer it in the slide. It is because web provides certain advantage that cannot be discovered before, such as the availability of data anytime around the world, the ability to collaborate with partners around the world, the availability of many intelligent tools, and the last one is user-friendly GUI that can make users understand certain parts of information clearly. The first question is about types of decision. There are 3 types of decisions, which are structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Structured decision is typically repetitive problems that can be solved by standard procedure, and semi-structured decisions fall between structured and unstructured problems, having some structured elements and some unstructured elements. And the last one, an unstructured decision. It is one in which none of the 4 decision phases that which are intelligence, design, choice, and implementation is structured. If the previous question talks about types of decision, now we can talk about the level of the decision itself. There are 3 levels which are operational, managerial, control, and strategic planning. Operational control is the efficient and effective execution of specific tasks. Managerial control is the acquisition and efficient use of resources to accomplish organizational goals. And the last one is strategic planning. It is defining long-range goals and policies for resource allocation. From the previous questions, now we can see how they are connected to decision framework. Each of the 9 cells represents a combination of one degree of decision structure with one type of either operational control, management control, or strategic planning, as we can see the example in cell number 1, which represents structured decision that can be handled by operational control. So how can computers provide support to structured decisions? The high level of structured problems makes it possible to abstract them, analyze them, and classify them into specific categories. For each category, it is possible to develop a standard solution approach, usually with a standard quantitative model. This model can then be implemented in easy-to-apply softwares. So what is automated decision systems, or what we usually call ADS actually? ADS is rule-based system that provide a solution to a specific repetitive managerial problem, usually in one industry and functional area. So, if we already talk about how computers provide support to structured decisions, then how can computers provide support to both semi-structured and unstructured decisions? For semi-structured decisions, making the decision can get combination of both standard solution procedures and human judgment. Management science can provide models for the portion of the decision-making problem that is structured. For the unstructured portion, a DSS can improve the quality of the information on which the decision is based by providing, for example, not only a single solution, but also a range of alternative solutions along with their potential impacts. These capabilities help managers to better understand the nature of problems and thus make better decisions. For the unstructured decisions, it can only be partially supported by standard computerized quantitative methods. It is very necessary to develop a customized solution. Intuition and judgment play a larger role in this type of decision than they do in making structured decisions. They may be benefited by a computerized communication and collaboration technologies and from knowledge management. Intelligent systems can also sometimes provide expertise that such solutions require. So, in this part, we want to talk about business intelligence. What is exactly business intelligence is? It is a term that combines architectures, tools, databases, analytical tools, applications, and methodologies. The objective is to enable interactive access, sometimes in real time, to data, to enable manipulation of data, and to give business managers and analysts the ability to conduct appropriate analysis. The process of BI based on the transformation of data to information, then to decisions, and finally to actions. The previous slide talked about what BI is, and then after that, we want to know what are the major components of BI exactly. There are 4 major components of BI. The first one is data warehouse. Data warehouse included only historical data that were organized and summarized, so end users could easily view or manipulate data and information. The second one is business analytics. Users can work with the data and information in a data warehouse by using a variety of tools and techniques, there are 2 tools and techniques that we can talk about. The first one is reports and queries, and the second one is data, text, web mining, and other sophisticated mathematical and statistical tools. The third one is business performance management, or what we call BPM, which we can also refer it as corporate performance management or CPM. Is an emerging portfolio of applications and methodology that contains evolving BI architecture and tools in its core. The last one is the user interface, dashboards, what usually people know BI mainly about. Dashboards provide a comprehensive visual view of corporate performance measures, trends, and exceptions. After we know about the major components of BI, then we want to talk about benefits, of course. The first one is faster, more accurate reporting. The second one is improved decision making. The third one is improved customer service. And all of these are the major intangible benefits of BI. The only major tangible of BI that we can think about is increased revenue. Although at a glance the SS and BI are very similar, but in fact they are very different. The only similarities that both the SS and BI have is both architectures are very similar because BI has evolved from the SS. Besides of that, there are so many differences. The first one I can think of is BI use data warehouse, whereas the SS can use any data from any source. Another one is BI has a strategy or executive orientation, whereas the SS are usually oriented towards analysis. And the third one is BI is therefore more appropriate for large organizations because data warehouses are expensive to build and maintain, but the SS can be appropriate with any type of organization. And the last one that I can think of is the SS actually originated from academic world. That's why the SS can be used by any type of organization because it is cheaper to implement. But BI it is originally comes from the software world. That's why it is a little bit hard to implement it in the organization. And the last topic of this presentation that we want to talk about is about MSS or Management Support System. What is Management Support System exactly? It is a technology that supports managerial tasks in general and decision making in particular. MSS is used when the nature of the technology involved is not clear, and we use it interchangeably with the combined term DSS or BI.